But up until today, we knew that 3 kids had been arrested in this killing. William Garcia, now 16, he was 15 at the time, he's been charged as an adult. 14-year-old Jonathan Overbay, he was 13 at the time, driving the car. He's already pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and he'll stay locked up for the next 8 years until he turns 21. Charges are also on the way for Messiah Hayes, who just turned 12 this month. Yes, 12, which by the math means he was 11 at the time. Prosecutor told us right here on this show that his May birthday would bring a very unwelcome present. Murder charges. Happy birthday. And we now know that a brand new name is being added to the list. Prosecutors say Elijah Engelking, 16 years old but 15 at the time, was also riding along in that car. Police actually interviewed him back in March, but they say he lied to them. Too bad for him, though. Several people reportedly recognized his voice on the video and gave Elijah up. I want to bring in Jessica Garrate. She's a news anchor and reporter for NewsNation affiliate KRQE in Albuquerque. What a development, Jessica. I didn't think that you and I would be talking about this. So, first of all, is Elijah King, because he's 16 and was 15 at the time, just like William Garcia, who's charged as an adult, is Elijah going to be facing that serious youthful offender and be treated as an adult as well?
You can absolutely believe so. The DA probably going to crack down. As we've already seen, as you mentioned, another 15-year-old has already been charged with this, and it's called a serious youthful offender. And what happens under New Mexico law is if your age is 15 to 18 and charged with first-degree murder, you can be charged as an adult and tried as an adult, meaning a much stiffer penalty than if they went through the juvenile courts.
The only thing I see as different is that the Supreme Court has said you can't dole out the death penalty when kids are underage. You also can't give them automatic life, no parole, but you can give them life, no parole if a jury decides such, if it's actually adjudicated. So that's a world of hurt that could be coming his way. Do you know anything about Elijah Engelking's background at this early stage?
You know, and that's a problem with New Mexico law, that anything that happens to juveniles, all those records are sealed. I've asked police if they could give us an idea if they've dealt with him before. Has he been arrested? I've reached out to the Children, Youth and Families Department, which they cannot release those records under law. But we do definitely start to get an idea if these kids had been causing problems before when they face a judge, because during those hearings, they're trying to decide, are they too dangerous to be released, or what should we do until their trials? And a lot of times during that time, you'll have different people speaking and coming forward, or you'll have them going through their records saying, hey, this kid has been in a ton of trouble, or they haven't. They're going back to school and trying to get their life on track. So we'll get a little bit better idea once he faces the judge. We do know that he was booked this evening in juvenile jail.
Okay, so I do know that the police were talking to him, I think it was back in March, a couple months ago. Why the delay? Why did this take so long to actually bring him to the forefront and tell us all he's charged?
Well, this is a great question, because they had him and they're talking to him, but he denied being in that car, and they didn't have any way to prove it, and the others weren't talking. But because they posted that video, then it's all over news, a bunch of witnesses came forward. And when you're hearing that voice where they're saying, just bump him, brah, like that's his voice. And that's what witnesses were saying. So that put him in that car. He also was on social media talking about the police investigation and about the crash. And that also connected him to being in that car that night.
Yeah, no one's ever going to say that kids are, Mensa at this point, especially when they put themselves on video doing these things. Okay, one last real quick update on Messiah Hayes, that 12-year-old who just turned 12. I can't believe we're even talking about the fact that he just turned 12. He was 11. What's the story on murder charges?
They are coming. And I did talk to the DA's office. They are working on it. Of course, we had some difficulty because he was 11 at the time of the crime. And under state law, you can't, with an 11-year-old, you can't put them in a facility. So he went straight into our Children, Youth and Families Department. But charges are coming. We're waiting any day now to see that happen. And my hunch is that, again, they can't talk about these cases because they're minors. But my hunch is that because of his age, they've been trying to get him some help.
Yeah, boy, I think all 4 of these kids are in desperate need of help, and they are kids, no matter what. You can treat them as adults, but they're still kids. Jessica Garrate, awesome work. Keep doing the reporting for us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.